Now, what's the truth? The truth of the matter is, in the English language, we have 500,000 words in our language. We have the largest language in the world. Nothing even close. Closest thing is Germany, and it is a distant second. So we have all these words. So out of those words, we have over 3,000 words that describe emotion. 3,000 words. And out of the 3,000 words that describe emotion, you selected 12. And that's why you experience them. Because you could be calling it something else that probably would be even more precise, but you only got these 1 or 2 or 3 little designs here, and they come in and you stick it in there, and sure enough, you go, there I go again. Always happens to me, can't figure out why. Just because I call it this, maybe that's why. But if you became more precise in your distinction about what word to use, you might be able to change your entire life just by changing habitual vocabulary, because the minute you put the label, you begin to have the experience. Before that, it's only sensation. When you put the label, it becomes perception. And we respond more to our perceptions than our sensations. We don't know what our sensations mean yet. When you organize them into a perception, that's when you begin to feel and respond. And to give you an idea, what triggered me to go through this whole experience was I was in a meeting one day with my CEO at the time for one of my major companies and a good friend of both of ours, a mutual good friend who's a very, very successful entrepreneur, very successful. And we were all in this meeting, and somebody came in the meeting and gave us feedback about a certain individual we were negotiating with. And the feedback they gave us made us all believe this guy totally had leverage that was inappropriate and unfair, and he took advantage of it. And he was trying to rip us off in all our perceptions. There really wasn't much we could do in that short-term moment. So we were in one of those positions where it'd be real easy to feel what? Helpless, right? Not much we could do. I mean, we're gonna get pain no matter what happens because he'd wired the game that way, and we'd fallen in the trap because we trusted him, and he was a liar. So when you get those kinds of things happen and somebody violates your trust, what kind of sensations do most of us feel? Upset of some sort, right? But what do you call those? Some of you say, well, it depends on how angry I get. That's true. You know what happened in the meeting? All 3 of us responded completely different to the exact same information. I got really angry. I was like, I can't even believe he did this. Oh man, I was really angry about it. What's interesting is my CEO next to me went absolutely bonkers. Rage. I mean, even by my anger level, and I was upset, I thought this guy lost it. It's like, I can't even believe it. I can't believe it. I mean, I am so much rage. I am so livid. Oh, God, I can't believe it. And I was like, mellow out. What's the deal, you know? I mean, it's really upsetting, but geez. Meanwhile, my buddy over here next to me, he's just sitting here going, oh, well. I'm like looking around going, what is the deal here? I couldn't help but notice the radical differences between the 3 of us, and we were all impacted equally in terms of consequences. So what do you think went through my head? My brain's always asking questions. I said, wait a second, what is this? What's going on here? Why are we responding differently? I thought, okay, based on the organizing principle of all human behavior, what's going on here? If he's willing to go into rage, he must link lots of what to going to rage? The opportunity to get out of what? And get into what? And sure enough, I asked him, I said, what does it mean for you? When you get in a rage like that, what does it mean to go into rage? He said, if I'm in rage like this, I can handle anything. Nothing stops me. So what has he linked? Clearly. Power, a sense of being able to take control of his life, which takes him out of pain and puts him into pleasure. Then I went to my other buddy, and I said, doesn't this make you angry? He said, no, it kind of annoys me. I said, annoys you? He said, yeah, it kind of peeves me a little bit. I said, peeves you? Peeves you? I said, what a stupid word. I can't even believe this. I said, what does it mean to you to get upset? He said, well, if you get upset, you lose control. I said, yeah, and what happens then? He said, then the other guy wins. He links lots of what to being upset? Pain. And what does he link to not getting upset? Power and pleasure, because now he's in control, right? If he doesn't get upset, the other guy's not going to win, and he was a very competitive guy. All of a sudden, I understood why he behaved the way he did. Then I thought, what about me? What do I believe? I believe you get me upset, I'm like razor sharp. You get me unupset, I'm razor sharp. I can do it either way. So I don't avoid being upset. If I get upset, I use it. If I'm not upset, I don't use it. I can do it either way. So I'm not going to go to the extreme on my one buddy, but at the same time, I didn't have this linkage that, you know, being like this is the way to be either. That seemed like weird and wimpy. Why would you? Peeved, I'm peeved. It's like, God, you know, that annoys me. You know, it's like, I just realized I've never seen you really upset. He said, no, not really. Upset's not something I really get. I said, don't you ever get angry? And the CEO went, don't you ever go into rage? And I'm like, you know, relax, right? You know? And he said, no. He said, I get a little peeved, a little annoyed. Every once in a while I get a little tinkled. I said, tinkled? And he started to laugh like crazy, and I was like, this is the weirdest stuff, you know? So I said, what about that time when the IRS came and they took his money, they took $250,000 of his right out of his bank accounts, and they were wrong. And it took him 2.5 years to get his money back. One agent just got like this little hair in the wrong place and got upset about him. And as a result, he went after my buddy, and he took total advantage. I said, didn't that make you angry? The other guy's going, I'd kill him. You know? He goes, it really peeved me. I said, come on. He said, no, I was peeved, I was tinkled, I was annoyed, but that was about it. I said, I don't understand. And then I started realizing, if I kept thinking to myself, this really peeves me, I would never get upset. Because it would break my pattern. I feel like such an idiot saying the word, you know? And so it kind of like stuck in my head, you know? And so I kept thinking about this and thinking about how we all reacted so differently. One guy's words were rage, I'm livid. The other guy's, I'm angry. The other one's, I'm peeved and tinkled.